Well, we've pulled over, we've got a bit of a noise coming from the left front. Just better have a look at it before it gets any worse or do any more damage. Pull the wheel off and have a look. The boss is just cracking the nuts for me before I jack it up. But I've got the hazard lights on just in case something comes turning around. Got the wheel off the ground now. Have a look shortly. Probably what I suspected, a rock in the backing plate here. You might be able to see it just in where my screwdriver is, right there. You can hear the disc. It's just a rock. So I'll flick it out if I can. I've just got it to here now. There it is there. And that's the culprit. This little rock. Just check. All done, eh? Better safe than sorry. The wheel's back on now, just got to do up the wheel nuts. Before we pulled up, I suspected it might have been a rock, but you just never know. I wobbled the wheels like I was driving along, just wobble the steering wheel left to right to hopefully try and dislodge any rocks that were in there, but obviously that little rock was just big enough to stay in there. So just the wheels back on, jack it back down and we'll keep on going. Hey punters, just doing a little bit of routine maintenance. My air intake was just banging against the chassis, so I've just undone the hose clamp and rotated the pipe a little bit, done it up again, checked the brake fluid, clutch fluid, power steering fluid, check the oil levels, check the battery mount, make sure it's nice and tight, any obvious leaks, check the pre-filter, make sure there's no water in the bottom of there. Topped up the water reservoir for the windscreen washers, emptied the catch can. I've emptied that into a little plastic container, little milk drinking container. So I'm going to take it with us and dispose of it responsibly. Checking for obvious wear marks. I know that's there. You can see it rubbing up against here. It's been like that since the catch can's been in there. Got no obvious oil leaks around the single entry. Be happy with that. We've done just over, let's look at the odometer here. Just over 3,700 kilometres since we left. The oil's looking still reasonably clean, so I'm not going to worry about changing that at 5,000 k's. I've got to check that left blinker. I know there's a bad earth there. Oh, you can see it's working now, so it's an intermittent problem. So for the moment I'm not going to play with it. Came through a little bit of dirt road yesterday. You might have seen some of the video of that, or you may see it shortly. It's tore up the rock tamers a bit. I dropped the tyre pressures down 10 pounds all around. I'm going to go check the tyre pressures now while it's cold, so that I've got 30 in the front, 35 in the back. And I haven't changed the camper tyre pressure, still at 30 pounds, but I'll check that just to make sure it is 30. I've been running the airbags at 5 pounds once we came across dirt. Just see that there now. And I've just checked the tyres. I dropped a little bit more air out because I dropped the tyre pressure down 10 pounds each side when it was hot. So at the moment I've got 32 in the front, and in the back I've got about 36. I'm going to stick a snorkel sock back on. I had them stored in there, and you would have watched the prep video I did about these uni filters. I've just wrung it out twice to get rid of the excess oil. About to put it on. I've also wiped around the top of the snorkel as well, just to get rid of any dust. And now I'll just fit it on. Well, that's a snorkel filter fitted. Make sure the radiator's clear. Any bugs? Hit a few birds yesterday, unfortunately. Looks all clear in there. When we were driving along towing the camper, went about 95 to 100. The EGTs were between 350, 380. Boost about 5, maybe 6 pounds. So it's running pretty cool. Just pulled the air cleaner out as well, just thought I'd do that before we head off. You see there's a bit of animal matter in there, and that foam filter's pretty dirty. I'm just going to blow some air through this side, back out the intake side, just to try and get rid of some of that dust. Finish blowing it off. Make sure the seals around the edges seated on properly. It's still a bit dirty, but it's can be good enough until our next big stop up in Darwin. how do I approach this subject? Mrs. is a little bit concerned, and we were at Gregory yesterday and like said, asked me if I had a bench chassis, and I told him to piss off. And I've noticed this, the gap up the top here is wider than down the bottom. If you stand aside, the top of the cab actually leans to the left, so it's not perfectly vertical anyhow. But anyhow, the boss reckons it's dropped a bit. So I'm going to get under there and just check all the chassis from just in front of the rear springs all the way back. I don't think it's a bent chassis or cracked chassis or anything, would certainly know about it. I checked all those mounts before we left and they were all tight, but I'll check it again. Preparation for this job is put down the hoochie, roll the car back over it. That's so I don't get too dirty. There's a lot of thistles and stuff around here and I don't want them poking me. Kit for this job, 21mm ring open ender. I've got an extra spanner, just get some leverage of it. 21mm socket breaker bar, torch, have a look around. Now there's actually another canopy mount up here. You can just see it where my hand is, just up in there. That's a solid one from the beam of the canopy straight down to the chassis there. Looks like two, oh that's welded onto the chassis. That's not cracked or anything, that hasn't moved. And they look like about 19mm bolts. And they don't look like they've moved either, but I'll throw a spanner over them. Just noticed some of the heat shield that I put on the exhaust pipe being rubbed off by this little bracket, so I've just bent it a little bit further. Still nothing obvious on the chassis rail. Well, I finished looking up to in front of the spring hangers, the rear suspension, on the passenger side, and I've looked at this side as well, and I can't again see anything obvious. The only thing I've noticed is like the airbags, they've touched around the back, and that just means I think that they're not quite mounted square, but I'm not too worried about that. You can see the second canopy mount on this side better. This is the driver's side. You can see it's welded there. There's a fillet weld on the inside of the chassis as well, and around here. They look solid. That's all steel on steel. They haven't buckled or moved. So I'm assuming if that hasn't moved on both sides, and the front ones haven't moved on both sides, and the canopy's sitting square to the chassis, and I haven't found anything with the chassis. When I talked about tools needed, I said I had an extra spanner, ring open ender for leveraging the 21mm. The 21mm is only pretty short there, so what I do is I stick it on like that, and extends the length, gives me more purchase, particularly if I'm using the brake bar on the inside and the nut to hold it. I've been around and tightened up all the main bolts for the rear end here. Just having a closer look at this rear bracket for the canopy, it's actually welded onto just like that. I'm just a little bit forward of it. You can see some welds in the inside of there, so it's actually welded at the chassis too. So the only way that chassis, or the canopy could be leaning to the back is if the chassis was bent, and I can't see anything. Well, there's not much else I can do, I just keep an eye on it. What I've done is I've measured from that side of the front side of the canopy to the cab, just to that chrome piece, 125mm. Let's see if that grows any. Well, that wraps it up for this video. A little bit of tyre mishap in this, a bit of maintenance here at Adels Grove, and hoochie, multi-purpose. For those in the military, you recognise this. For ultimate owners, a great little tool to wrap up your bed before you close it all up, just to protect it from any condensation or water if you're packing up in the rain.